Let's talk closing the recruiting. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that when I talk to somebody about signing up, I try to keep it as relaxed and casual and not like spammy as I can possibly manage to do, which can be really hard. Okay. Especially because you end up with people who anticipate that you're going to do what a lot of other companies do and just be like, sign up. You want to join? You want to join? Oh my God, so many good things. Like, please don't do that. One of the best things that I've found is just be completely and totally honest. But you don't want to give them too much information at once or like at first. And the reason for that is because it's really easy to scare people away. And that's not saying that there's any reason for them to be scared. It's just logic. It's just the way people think. So this is the steps I will take. And I'll even use something that happened over the weekend as an example. Okay. So I went in to a store over the weekend. I don't know if any of you are on my Facebook friends, but you would have seen a picture that I posted of a television that I bought. Well, I went and set up the payment plan for my husband because he is a huge dork and he loves his Marvel and DC TV shows. And we have had this crappy little 15-inch box television that actually belongs to my stepdaughter that we've been using since our TV, our fancy one, broke. Because for the longest time we were just like, well, it's no, having a television is not a crisis, it's not important, so we can use the box TV and watch DVDs, it's no big deal, right? So I went in there, into this store, and I went and talked to the general manager, and I kind of told her what I wanted. So I had to fill out a bunch of paperwork. On the paperwork, I wrote that I am a perfectly posh consultant and I'm self-employed. She looks at that paper and she goes, what's perfectly posh? That is an opportunity. Anybody says to you, what's perfectly posh? Sample business card right there. Okay. So I tell her, well, I basically share soaps, lotions, bath stuff. It's like Bath and Body Works, but 100 times better. And so just amazing that it'll blow your mind. And she says, oh, do you guys like, is it direct sales? Like, what is it? And I said, it's kind of direct sales, but I work primarily on Facebook. So I'm basically just sharing awesome things with people all day on Facebook. And I mail stuff to people. And she goes, oh, cool. Can I get some information? I left her a business card and a sample. I did not give her any recruiting information at all. But on my business card, it has my website, and the way I set up my business cards is that it says at the bottom that if you'd like to learn more about becoming a consultant, to please get a hold of me. Okay. So apparently she went to my website and she checked out the company because she called me today. Now, it's only been, that was late Saturday afternoon, early evening, like 6 o'clock on Saturday. Sunday, I don't work, so I try to not try to not bug people on Sundays. Monday and Tuesday, my husband was home sick, so I didn't get a hold of her or try to make any contact with her because I was focused on that. Today, this morning, she calls me and she says, I really like the sample. Can I place an order? And she asks me, can I have more information about signing up? Now, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But over the phone, I'm trying to be totally cool and calm and collected about this girl contacting me about this. So I said to her, sure, if you give me your email, I'll send you a little bit of information, and I'll get to that in a minute, guys, about what we do. Okay. So as soon as I got off the phone with her, I sent her an email with a graphic with the kit information. Well, it's a PDF file. You can get it in the Posh box with the kit information, the pay plan, and I wrote her an email. I actually wrote out an email that said that this is what our team stands for. This is what we're about. This is how I, how I like to do things, and kind of explained a little bit about what I do in my business. So kind of give her an idea of how to do hers. Obviously, she's a very busy person. So I send the email out. I don't expect to hear from her, maybe for at least till tomorrow. Usually I give people, once I sent them the information that they've requested, I'll give them 24 hours to think about it, to look it over, and then I might shoot them a quick text or a Facebook message and say, hey, did you look at that stuff? If you did, what'd you think? And I actually heard back from her. So she messages me back. She texted me actually and said, oh my God, thanks for the information. I really appreciate it. So I'm super excited. Again, I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What do I say at this stage, right? So I said to her, think about it, talk about it with your significant other, if that's applicable. Just mull over it in your head a little bit. And like tomorrow or the next day, I will get a hold of you and see what you think. That is the key. If you are talking to somebody about signing up and they don't say right off the bat, I want to sign up now, you need to give them at least 24 to 48 hours to think about it. A lot of companies don't tell you that, but I have found that it works. And the reason is because you're basically putting the ball in their court. Okay? You're like giving them the opportunity to put that, you're giving them the opportunity to say, hey, yeah, this is what I want. But you shouldn't let it go too long after that. Like 2 days is the longest. And the reason is because people probably forget about it after a couple of days. Life gets in the way. Okay? So then you say to her, like on Friday or tomorrow, whenever I decide I'm going to call her, I will be like, hey, what'd you think? Let's talk about it. Like, if you have questions, I want to hear I want you to tell me what you think. I would like you to ask me questions. I will do my best to answer them. So when they're starting to ask you questions, that's when you give them more specific information. Or let's just throw out an example. If she were to say to me, well, how much do you make a month? I'm not going to give her a dollar number or a dollar amount. And the reason for that is because it provides an expectation. And when people don't hit that expectation, when people don't hit where you have said that you do it, then they're like, oh God, I'm terrible at this. I don't want to do this anymore. Don't. You tell them percentages. I make 25% of every sale, and I get a bonus commission on anyone who I've sponsored in their teams. That's what I would say, because of where I'm at in my business. If you are starting out, if you're at Pink, you say I make 25% commission. If you're a Pink Plus on your sales, if you say I'm a Pink Plus 1, I get 25% commission on every sale plus 5% bonus commission on my sales at next month, and then I get a bonus commission on my team. And that's it. Like it's pretty. I mean, their pay plan is pretty self-explanatory, but you don't need to give them dollar amounts. Now, another thing you can do that has also worked with me in a party setting or in a Shopportunity event setting, which I've discussed before. If anyone needs to, I can link the video when I'm done with this video. Or maybe we can go over it. I don't know. Do you guys want me to go over Shopportunity? Let me know if you do. So when it comes to the point where you need to close that deal, right? You're putting the ball in her court. You are giving her, you say to her, I want you to ask me questions, things that you want to know, because you didn't give her specific information right away. You gave general information to, what's the phrase? You gave general information to kind of lure her in. I know it's a terrible way of putting it, but it's the only analogy I can think of. And the information you give speaks for itself. Pay plan, kits, and then like, you know, just your personal experience in Posh as a business owner. And then they will ask you questions. How much money do I, oh God, how much money do you make? Then you talk about commission, you know, your percentages. If they say, do you have to recruit? You can tell them no, you don't have to. You can, they say, you know, do I have to do home parties? No, you don't have to do home parties. There are a ton of things they can ask you. You just be completely honest with them. By the time that conversation ends, at least over half the time, those people are going to be like, yes, I want to sign up right now. Now, if they say to you, I don't have the money to sign up today, it's not a crisis, you guys. Just keep checking back in every, maybe like, okay, after the first couple of days, I would say wait like another 3 to 4 days before checking back in if they don't sign up that day. But you don't want to be too pushy about it. You just want to be like, hey, you know, just seeing if you're still interested in this. Second, the reason is because people tend to not, the information doesn't tend to sink in, and people don't tend to follow through with things that they want to do right off the bat, because a lot of times they'll talk themselves out of it. So don't, you know, don't freak out if they don't sign up right away, but you need to like remember, keep the ball in their court. So do you need anything else? Do you need any more information from me? How can I help you? Is your husband or significant other having a have any questions of their own that I can answer? Because I'd be happy to do that. Does your husband slash significant other want to talk to my spouse? Because I would be happy to put him, you know, in a web chat with him, because my old man is totally all about Posh. He loves that I do this. So if this is something that they need, then feel free to address it. Feel free to provide that information. So I guess that's really how I close it. I know a lot of people do these big speeches and they do these big calls, and I've honestly never found that it works. To me, it always seems to work better when I allow the person I'm talking to about signing up to make that decision themselves without me trying to force it on them. So, okay, let's maybe talk about objections. I don't have the money this time. That's a really big one. Usually people are like, I don't have $100 I can spend. You can do this, you can address this one of two, or either, sorry, brain fart. You can address this two different ways. You can say something to the effect of, well, you know, if you're going to spend $100 on buying Posh this month, why not just buy your kit? And then you get extra stuff for that price, and you get to start your business that you already wanted to do. So there's an addressing an objection. That's one of the ways. Hey, if you're going to already spend that money, just spend the money on your kit and you'll get more stuff. Also, the second way that you can address this, and I like this one a lot better, is you can invite them to a Shoppertunity event, or you can invite them to talk to me or your upline, because I'm sure all of your uplines would be happy to talk to somebody you're trying to sponsor. Or, here's my favorite, you can say to them, I am here to address any information that you need. If you need more information, let me know. If you need more time, let me know. I am here to help you. And then you just leave it. A lot of times people are more comfortable with that than they are with you saying, well, if you're going to do this. Let's see. I'm trying to think of another objection. Do you guys have any like objections you've heard from anyone that might, you know, you might need a way to address that? Like, I would be happy to answer any of your questions. If you have any objections, just put them in the comments, and I'll give you guys a minute. Grab a drink of my gigantic Diet Pepsi. It's so hot here. It's Wyoming. Does anybody have any questions? Any objections that you've received that you want answered? I would be happy to address them. Just let me know in the comments. I'm going to get on my phone and see if I can find some common objections. I love Google because Google is helpful for these things. I know you're mad at me, puppy. What? You can go outside in a second. Okay. I found a list of some common objections. Let's see if we can possibly figure out how to address them. Okay. No one is going to buy from me. I forgot about that one. I've actually heard that one a bunch of times too. Okay. Now, here's how I address no one is going to buy from me. You don't know what other people are going to do. If you are being super salesy and you're trying to spam your friends, then no one's going to buy from you. However, if you just share what you love, people will be interested, people will buy. You guys have heard me say that a ton, right? So that's no different. Well, no one's going to buy from me. I don't want to sign up and spend all this money and then have nobody buy from me. As long as you're sharing it and you love it, people are going to be interested and they are going to buy. That's how you address that objection. At least to me, in my opinion, that's how I do it. Let's see what else we have. Oh, okay. I don't have time. Me personally, I have 3 daughters. They're teenagers. They do activities, and I am insanely busy. Not to mention, I have a dog that is my baby, and she's a giant baby, and she needs a ton of attention. A ton of attention. I don't sit at home all day. I help my friends. I help my family. I take care of my kids. I am a stay-at-home mom too. I do all the mom stuff, including laundry, including cooking, including shopping and paying bills and making sure my family has everything they need. I am up at the butt crack of dawn and I don't go to bed until really, really, really late. So I am insanely busy. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. But I make a point to take at least an hour out of every day for my Posh business. And that's all I need. 15 minutes to talk to people about signing up, 15 minutes to follow up with anyone that I've talked to already, or people who've booked, or people who've purchased from me. And then the last 30 minutes I'll use for paperwork. And that's every single day. An hour, 1 hour. Doing stuff with you guys, this counts as part of my extra 30 minutes. the 30 minutes I'm not booking or following up. This is, so you just say to them, we're all really busy people. You can do it in an hour. You can be successful with an hour every day. You can do that hour first thing in the morning, middle of the afternoon, late at night. It's totally up to you. That's how you can address the I don't have time objection. Let's find another one. I'm not a good salesperson. Now, if you guys have seen any of my videos where I talk about selling, you know how I would address something like this. I say, I am not a salesperson. I get on Facebook and I share stuff I like. I talk to people. That's like my whole job. I get on Facebook and I play on Facebook and I talk to people and I interact with people and I maintain relationships with people. And then when I'm doing a promotion or somebody wants, they go, hey, you keep posting about Posh. Like, what is the deal with that? I will just be like, hey, this is what it's about. Do you want a sample? It's the best, easiest, most fun job I've ever had. Honest to God, hands down. And that's how I'll address it. Totally honest. Just tell them the truth. Okay. Oh, cool. I just got your message, Brandon. Cool. I'm glad that I'm addressing things that you had questions about. I I think that's it. That's all that's on this list. So, and that's really the only ones I've ever heard. Let's see. There might be this like I have another business that's similar. I know a lot of companies do. They do not like it when you sell two things that are similar. It goes against their terms and conditions. So I don't think Posh is like that, or at least I don't think Posh is like that until you are way higher up in the ranks. But if somebody wants to sign up and they do like Unique, um, I don't think that like Unique as a company has a problem with it. I don't think Posh as a company has a problem with it. It just depends on what they sell. Like there's some people who do Posh and jewelry. There's people who do Posh and makeup. There's people who do Posh and uh, what else? Clothes. The LuLaRoe. I know there's at least a few Posh girls who do both. So, um, if somebody is really interested, like if you meet another vendor at a vendor event and they're like, holy crap, I like this, I want to do this, and their company is okay with them doing both, I'm pretty sure Posh as a company is okay with it too, as long as they don't sell the same thing. Like if it's a company that sells soaps and lotions, etc., and then you're like, oh, but I really like Posh, I want to sell Posh, then they can't. You'd have to pick one or the other. And that's just because of a conflict of interest. And that's not just a direct sales thing. I worked at a restaurant, and that was in my employee paperwork. I couldn't work for another restaurant. It was conflict of interest. So, I mean, there are lots that you have to kind of address things like that. So, okay. I think that's really everything I wanted to cover. Do you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, ideas? Feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'm going to get off this video and put my dog outside so she doesn't pee on the floor. I love you all. I will see you hopefully next week. And we might try and get a training in Thursday, so be watching for that, okay? Bye, you guys.